Hello and what's up, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists. Welcome to another episode of There Is Only Warhammer. I'm looking at another Warhammer Age of Sigmar update this time, which is cool because I'm only just, as you know, getting into Age of Sigmar. So this is going to be interesting for me. It's titled Balanced, Diverse, Fun, Matched Play in the General's Handbook 2017. Now I'm just going to, personally, I'm going to hang back, wait a while, and see how that one pans out. But let's have a go. Let's go through this, see what I make of it as a noob. Okay, it says matched play is a key cornerstone of Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and the General's Handbook 2017 will be making this style of play better than ever. Okay, so there's a good start. As I'm used to Warhammer 40,000, this is all interesting stuff. Right, from tweaks to balance to the new ally system and new ways to build your army, the General's Handbook 2017 promises to revolutionise competitive Warhammer Age of Sigmar gaming and test your skills more than ever before. Now, I may be wrong, but I think the major criticism of Age of Sigmar in the beginning, when it first came out, was that it wasn't geared for competitive play, and it was too open or whatever. There wasn't even any points, as I recall, to start with. So yeah, that is interesting. Alright, there are two new rules of one for matched play games. Firstly, the roll for priority at the beginning of each battle round cannot be modified or re-rolled. If you're fishing for a double turn, you're going to have to rely on good old-fashioned luck to get it. Secondly, no artifact or power can be taken more than once in the same army, and so if you're using multiple artifacts, you'll now have to create and branch out. With tons of new allegiance-specific artifacts available, this shouldn't be too hard. So what's that there? The fourth rule of one: you cannot reroll or modify the roll at the start of each battle round. That determines who chooses the player that takes the first turn. The fifth rule of one: no artifact or power similar item can be taken more than once in the same army. For example, an army cannot include 2 obsidian blades. I don't even know what that is, but it makes sense. Some of the existing rules of one, I don't even know what they are. Some of the existing rules of one have had a few adjustments as well. For example, as well as a roll of 1 always failing to hit or wound, a roll of a 6 will now always succeed. Did it not before? Usually in games, a roll of a 6 does mean that. I know there are times, especially in 40k, where that isn't the case. So yeah, maybe that's a good thing. This means that no matter how huge, scary and tough your opponent may be, you've always got at least a slim chance to hurt them. And that is something I like about 40k. Now, anything can hurt anything. Well, yeah, kind of. Though the chances are slim on some more than others. Another exciting new change is massive regiments. Several units are now discounted in points when taking at their maximum strength, making large units much more appealing choices. A full-size regiment of clan rats, for example, is 40 points cheaper than before, allowing you to take full advantage of strength in numbers. Fill out your battle line slots in a 200-point verminous army like this, and you'll have saved enough points for an allied death runner. See, this here means nothing to me at the moment. Clan rats, unit size minimum 20, maximum 40 points. Well, I mean, they did introduce points, but I mean, when I was talking before, it's just that I know they didn't have them to begin with. Battlefield roll, battle line, and Skaven Warlord. He's I guess that's kind of a character. 1 and 1, points 100. Battlefield roll leader, yeah. Vermin Lord Warbringer, again, is kind of a character. 300 points, wow. Leader Behemoth, he must be a big model then, I'm assuming. And Storm Vermin, minimum unit of 10, maximum 40 points, 140 to 500 depending on what you're bringing, of course. Battle line if army has a verminous allegiance. Okay, so there you go. There are loads more battle line if units for matched play armies, allowing for some unusual new lists. We'll be looking more closely at these in our Grand Alliance previews, but there are some that really stand out. For example, the bloodthirsty Daughters of Cain can now fill out their battle line slots with Doomfire Warlocks and or Sisters of Slaughter. Once change, I think it means one change. One change that will affect every matched player game is the new battle plans. There are 6 new pitched battles designed to test the tactical skills of players in a variety of situations. Some of these are refreshed versions of the classic missions. Knife to the Heart, for instance, is similar to Take and Hold, but features new objective placement and deployment. Others, like Duality of Death, are radically different and force players to make new considerations when writing their competitive army lists. In this scenario, for example, you'll need your heroes and behemoths to capture objectives, forcing you to risk your most valuable units to win the game. The Warhammer Age of Sigmar competitive scene is stronger than ever, and these new battle plans promise to reward not just strong list building but careful and considered play. Okay. Pitched battle, Duality of Death. So this must be a page from the General's Handbook. You can see there that that's a similar layout to the 40k stuff. Finally, the General's Handbook 2017 has a few tweaks to matched play to help balance out games. Many units have had their points updated. The cost of some units have been reduced to ensure they are just as appealing as other choices, while the costs of other units have been increased to make sure they are not overrepresented. Match play in the General's Handbook will be better than ever. There are loads of new ways to build your armies and tightly balanced new battle plans to test them in. If you're a competitive gamer, your General's Handbook 2017 means that your battles will be diverse, deep, and most importantly, fun. Well, let's hope they remain true to that. Because fun is where it's at. Okay, remember the General's Handbook will be out very soon, so now is a great time to seek out events in your local area in the coming weeks to try your skills at battle. There's never been a better time to get started with Warhammer Age of Sigmar matched play. Come back on Friday when we'll be taking a look at the Order Grand Alliance and what the new book means for these stalwart defenders of civilization. Stab 'em in the knee. If you're not familiar with Warhammer Age of Sigmar, battle line units are the units that make up the core of any matched play force. For example, in a 1000 point game, you'll need 2 battle line units. By choosing your units exclusively from one alliance, you get powerful battle line if units that reward you for focused list building by allowing for stronger and more unusual core choices. For example, a dedicated Stormcast Eternals force can take ranged Judicators in place of melee focused Liberators as a battle line unit. So I guess they're better. That doesn't mean anything to me there, but hey, okay. We recommend a visit to Warhammer World if you're on this side of the Atlantic, and the Nova Open and LVO are great events for those of you in North America. Well, I've got to be honest, it didn't make a lot of sense to me as a person coming into Age of Sigmar, but I'm hoping once I've gotten into it a bit more and know a little bit more about it, that it will. And I think the General's Handbook is going to be quite a regular update yearly, I believe. I'm not entirely sure, but there you go. But anyway, that's my look as a absolute beginner of Age of Sigmar on what that update was all about, and I'm still a bit in the dark, but it sounds good. There is an overall tone of, yeah, this is a good thing. So hopefully that is the case. Anyway, that's me. Remember, all brushes lead to war, and bye for now, folks.